going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. The group stages have come to a close. England have played today, but let's start with Group H, Japan against Poland. What do you make of it?
Well, obviously, it had big significance for England because obviously whoever finished first and second obviously correlated to whoever England would play. At the end of the day, Japan lost 1-0 to Poland, who were already out, so a big surprise there. And Senegal, the big one.
But
Senegal
what was my prediction yesterday?
You said Poland 1-0. Man's got it right. Man knows the future. Senegal 0, Colombia 1 was the other result. So it means Colombia finished first, and unbelievably, on yellow cards, Senegal qualified. Sorry, Senegal got knocked out to Japan on yellow cards.
You got to feel for Senegal, don't you?
They've been brilliant. I thought they won the first game, they drew the second game 2 to Japan, and they just about missed out on yellow cards.
You know, people don't know this, but Senegal are actually a really good team. You've got Mane, Keita Balde, Koulibaly, Niang. You've got some good players there.
But you know what? I think that they kind of got complacent a bit once they found out that Poland were winning. I was watching the game. Once Poland went 1-0 up, all the Senegal fans were started celebrating as if they're already through. There was like a party in there. Then all of a sudden, Colombia scored from a corner. I think
the centre back.
The centre back scored, not Sanchez. The other one. Mina, that's the one. And all of a sudden, the mood flipped, and it's like, okay, oh god, we're going out now. I don't think they realised that they were going out on yellow cards. So I think there was a bit of complacency there from Senegal, but big shame for them. They're going to go out on yellow cards. What do you think of the yellow card rule?
It's interesting because, you know, you've got so many factors before this yellow card rule. Mm-hmm. Everyone knew this yellow card rule before the tournament started. So you can't really talk against it because everyone knew about it beforehand. I know it's not a fair way to go, but what other way can you say it? Let
me put it this way. Should VAR be able to challenge yellow cards, given the fact that you can go out on yellow cards?
If you can go out on yellow cards...
Which you can.
Yes, VAR should 100% be able to challenge yellow cards.
But right 100%. Now, any yellow card could not be challenged by VAR.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a disgrace. But
the amount of times a referee has given a yellow card when it hasn't been warranted or it's like a mistaken identity or something is countless. You can count
yellow cards are given willy-nilly. It's like...
Any foul's yellow.
Exactly. You can't... Well, actually, at this World Cup, referees have been letting a lot more go than, like, let's say in the Premier League.
Yeah, probably. But still, yellow cards are something very subjective. And the fact that basically it's pretty much on a referee's opinion, a team can go out, it can be eliminated from the World Cup is something that's wrong in my opinion. And I think that VAR should definitely be able to check yellow cards.
Okay, so now you know VAR cannot go against yellow cards. How do you think the group should be decided?
It's a good question. Crossbar challenge. That would be alright. That'd be exciting. The halfway line crossbar challenge. First one to hit it, yellow.
Well, if you got Ericsson on team again, right.
Bam. Exactly, good advantage. But listen, Senegal got the bad end of the stick this time. It's a shame for them. They lost 1-0 to Colombia. I watched the game. I would say, to be honest, the game was pretty much even before Colombia scored.
It was a dire game, to be honest.
I think both teams were playing for the draw. And I think Colombia kind of got the goal out of nowhere from the corner. And
Falcao missed a big chance, didn't he? In the first half?
Yeah, Falcao missed a big chance. Colombia, listen, we know now England are going to be playing Colombia. So watching them, wasn't that impressed. James did go off injured early. So
and you were actually quite impressed by Colombia in the first 2 games.
I was not the first game, but the second game against Poland, I was very impressed. They played very well. However,
that's against Poland.
What I realised is, first of all, it's against Poland. Second of all, they only really impressed when Poland had to go for the win, and they were kind of caught them on the counter-attacks. They left a lot of space in behind. When a team's going for the win, hopefully against England, that won't happen too often. Colombia but the thing is, Colombia have so many good players: Cuadrado, Quintero, Falcao, the guy Spurs in for Barrios, Davinson Sanchez at the back.
Let's just take a moment of appreciation for Davinson Sanchez challenge day. It was called a penalty by the referee. I was watching it live and I thought that's a stonewall penalty.
VAR
overturned it, and when you saw the replay, it is the best challenge you've ever seen.
The referee saw it was like, perfect tackle.
It was perfect tackle. It was literally Toby Alderweireld-esque challenge. It was amazing.
The referee couldn't say nothing to that, and it was a fantastic challenge. He got the ball first, and he got the ball onto Mane. It wasn't a foul at all. And I thought Davinson Sanchez was probably the man of that.
He was. And actually, in the first 2 games, he was pretty bad. But in this game, I thought he was the best player on the pitch.
He stepped up, and he knows Harry Kane very well, obviously. So it's going to be interesting to see how them two match up. Obviously, in the other game, Poland, again, another team who are already out, getting points, getting a win on their belt. It's not the first time it's happened this tournament. We saw it yesterday with South Korea. We saw it before with Morocco, and we've seen it other teams as well. So clearly it's not a foregone conclusion if a team's already out, whether they can get a win or not. Japan struggled quite a bit, I thought. I was kind of dual screening it, so I wasn't paying too much attention to both games, mostly on the Senegal game. But I thought Japan was a bit of a shame because they were 1-0 down, and they kind of saw that they're 1-0 down but still going through. So they kind of played out a defeat instead of trying to go pushing for the equaliser.
And they took off whcih, didn't they?
Yeah, it's a dangerous game because 1 goal for Senegal, it knocks them out. But you know what? It paid off for them in the end. Obviously, another goal for Poland to knock them out. They knew that as well. But it was a dangerous game Japan played, I thought.
But at the end of the day, it got them through.
It did, just about. If Senegal scored, they would have been out, so they got lucky.
So Japan finished second. Colombia finished first. Let's talk about the England group. First of all, let's talk about the Panama-Tunisia game.
Didn't watch a minute of that game. It was a dead game. Tunisia 2, Panama 1. I know Panama took the lead and Tunisia came back and won. whcih actually scored the win. That's all I know. I didn't watch any of that game. Completely dead. It was like nothing to even look at that game.
But that tells you about the kind of quality of Tunisia when they let in a goal to Panama.
Well, we let in a goal to Panama.
Yeah, but we scored 6.
Yeah, exactly. Word to Phil Neville, who said he really doesn't like whcih and scored another goal. So fair play to Khazri.
Phil Neville was one of the worst pundits.
Forget Phil Neville.
He is literally one of the worst.
But
pundits.
Forget
Phil Neville. You brought him up.
Forget Phil Neville. Looking at the England game, they lost 1-0 to Belgium at the end of the day. Both teams rested a lot of players. Both teams play second-string teams. But fair play to Januzaj because that was a great goal.
It was a great goal, but when you look at this Belgium team that played today, you got players like Chadli, Januzaj, Batshuayi, Vermaelen, all these absolute rejects.
How are they even there?
Nasser Chadli could hardly get a game for West Brom, who got relegated last season. Batshuayi got sold by Chelsea, albeit he played well for Dortmund in the latter stage of the season. Januzaj, a complete Man United reject. Like what's going on? How do these players make?
I think it shows the strength of their squad. The fact that when Kompany's injured, they bring in Boyata. It's like, really? Boyata, he plays for Celtic. He's struggled. He flopped at City. He hasn't been a good centre back for a while, and it kind of shows they don't really have that much depth past the first team.
They beat our depth.
They did. That's the truth. 1-0 was a close game. If Rashford puts that chance away, big chance in the second half, went through on 1-1, it ends 1-1. However, England didn't have enough quality. I think Vardy and Rashford struggled to get any sort of partnership
going. But I think you're always going to struggle with Delph and Dyer in the middle, aren't you?
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's not enough creativity there.
I would say one player who did kind of impress was Loftus-Cheek.
I thought Loftus-Cheek and Trent Alexander-Arnold were probably our best 2 players.
Yeah, I think they played well. It was good for them to get some minutes. However, the fact is we lost 1-0, so we finished second. I know we played Colombia in the last 16, but we get the good side of the draw. So was it a good defeat?
I think it was a good defeat. I think you get past Colombia, you've got a kind of nothing's easy in the World Cup. But you've got a much more favourable draw than going to play Brazil in the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know who we're going. I think it's Mexico we're going to probably face in the quarters.
No, Sweden or Switzerland.
So even better.
Yeah.
So you play Sweden or Switzerland. If we
beat Colombia.
And then in the semis, you're probably going to face Spain.
Right. Which I'd rather face.
I'd rather play
France.
Exactly. I'd rather face Spain in the semis than Brazil in the quarters.
Right. So in essence, it actually was a pretty good defeat for England in a weird way.
Look, you can see from the lineups, both teams didn't want to win that game, and you could even see it when you're chasing a goal with 20 minutes to go, and he brings on Welbeck while Kane is doing his
on the pitch.
Yeah, while Kane is doing his warm up, but he brings on Welbeck. That just tells the whole story.
And he didn't come on either. Like big players didn't make the pitch for England, so you can clearly see where Southgate's mind was at. I don't think he was in any way going to risk any of the big players for this game. At the end of the day, Belgium got the goal. It was a tight game. I wouldn't say they deserved the win, but they got the win. It was probably 0-0 was probably going to be the result, you'd think. I thought Dembele had a pretty decent game for Belgium from their point of view. But at the end of the day, we lost. Do we lose a bit of momentum, you think, from that loss? Or do you think it's just going to go again?
Maybe we'll lose a bit of momentum, but it wasn't the kind of starting lineup which we would usually play.
No, of course not. We made most changes.
But you can see like the same thing kind of happened with Spurs when we lost to West Ham in the Carling Cup. We didn't play the lineup which we usually play, but we still kind of carried on that momentum from that game, which we kind of...
The only players who kept their place were Pickford, Stones and Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
3 players. And Loftus-Cheek probably won't even play the next game.
But, no, I think against Colombia, I'm very confident against Colombia. I'm very confident.
I don't know, you've got to be wary. But
of course you've got to be wary. They're a good side, Colombia, but I'm confident we're going to go through.
I'm confident that we're the better side, but, you know, with players like... If James comes back, obviously he's a world-class player. They've got Cuadrado on the wing, who can hurt any team. Mm-hmm. They've got Quintero, who's been in good form for River Plate and for Colombia this tournament. And the Spurs guy, William Barros, and obviously, as I said before, Davinson Sanchez, he knows Harry Kane, so it's going to be tough for him.
But, you know, if we let them attack us, sit back and hit them on the counter, I can't see how we're
One thing I think we can definitely capitalise on is set pieces, which we've definitely...
Well, we've capitalised that.
Exactly.
We've capitalised on that already this tournament.
6 of our 8 goals have been set pieces, and who's the Colombia keeper? Ospina. So, and he's very well known not to be very good at set pieces.
And he's already been caught out of position from set pieces.
And with Trippier whipping those balls in, I'm pretty confident that we can hurt them from set pieces big time. So we'll see how it goes. I think I'd rather have played Japan in the last 16, but given the fact we've got Colombia and we've got a favourable side of the draw, it could help us.
How far are we going to go?
I'm going to say semis.
Semis?
Semis.
To Spain?
You know what? Spain have not looked even that... If we play Spain, it'll be a close game. I don't think it'll be a full conclusion. I reckon we'll probably just miss out just because of England. But... semi-finals is a respectable result.
Ban that. We're going all the way.
It's coming home.
We're going to get to the final. I don't know if we're going to win the final, but we're going to get to the final. Football is coming home.
We love a semi-final defeat, so I'm going to go semis.
Look, albeit we've had a couple of drinks, we've been in the pub all night.
Bit of a dead game, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we've met some great people tonight, including some Scousers, some Chelsea fans, you know, people from all over the bloody country. And everyone is saying the same thing. Football is coming home.
It's coming home.
All right, that was our daily roundup. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, hit that like button. And as always, come on England!